Hey, hello. You're stuck in traffic with Wolf Gorlick. Couple-minute riff on today, everything but IT, but on security. And I am traveling westbound on an eastbound Sunrise, so we may get that like great mafia effect, like spotlight on you. Tell us what you know, tell us. Maybe, one of those days. And tell us what you know, right? What do you know? What is your secret? Well, when I first got into this field, like I came from an IT background, I came from a software development background, and for the longest time I thought, hey, you know, security is simply IT done right. I don't understand why we're having all these problems. If you just put the stuff in, you'd have no problem. As a matter of fact, if you listen to some of like the talks I gave 2000 to 2005, that was often my message. You want to be secure? Do IT right. Security is IT done right. And then in terms of development, as I got back into my development roots and started looking at the software dev space, it was much the same thing. Well, you want to do security? Write your apps right. Why are you doing the same mistakes? Let me give you visibility into how to write your apps right. But of course, both of those worlds, when you come from that background in the beginning, you kind of know app, you kind of know ops. But then you start talking to the storage guys who are a completely different group and talking a completely different language. You start talking to the developers who are doing, business apps. And they're like, oh yeah, so we've got this quant model that's taking this feed and it's doing, and they're talking their own language as well. And everyone's got their own set of acronyms and everyone's got their own culture. Now, if you were to poll today, if you're in enterprise space and you were to poll a meeting and bring in one person from each team, I can bet you that I could walk in the room and go, oh, you're the storage guy, you're the, because each one's got their own sort of culture, each one's got their own way of dress, and mannerisms and speech, and it's interesting. You got all these different groups and trying to get them together and speak their language and understand what the hell they're doing so that you can help them do security. And as if that wasn't challenging enough, now of course we're being asked to secure things beyond IT security. So I gave a webinar yesterday on operational technology. So the ICS devices, the industrial control systems that are part and parcel of all organizations, even if you're not in manufacturing, even if you're not in power generation, right? All of us have at some point in some area of our environment ICS devices, and those devices are only growing with home automation, building automation, what have you. So now, not only are we trying to bridge the gap to IT people, who at least we kind of speak some of the same language, bits and bytes, we're trying to bridge the gap to facilities people and plant managers, right? And then you look at some of the other projects I've got going on where we're working to look at automotive safety and automotive security, and now we're bridging the gaps to car engineers and those types of folks. At each one of these stages, at each one of these steps, there's a certain skill set you absolutely positively need, and it's a beginner's mindset. I have no idea in the beginning of most of these projects, 90% of the terms that are being used, right? Just like when they come and talk to the security guy, they have no idea of what the hell you're talking about. It's ability to be comfortable not knowing, and to be open to learning and wanting to learn. So one, beginner's mindset. Two is a dose of humility. If you go into it going, oh well, I've got the answer, I'm going to save you, you're going to get shot down. These are folks, take operational technology as a facilities guy who's been running his technology for 20 odd years, knows it in and out, every nut and bolt. Designed a lot of it by hand, right? Implemented a lot of it himself. And this is a guy who's brilliant at what he does. And you're going to come in and say, hey, hi, I'm from IT security. I'm going to tell you how to do. No, don't. So a beginner's mindset, a dose of humility, and the ability to very quickly learn and come up to speed, and be confident while being uncomfortable. Right? Because you're going to be uncomfortable. It's a new area that you're going to get into. It's a new group you're going to get into. They dress differently. They talk differently. They're going to be viewing you differently. You're the outsider. You got to be confident in being uncomfortable. And you combine all those three things and you can begin to create a position where you are the boundary spanner, right? You're the ambassador for your team, where you go out and talk to these other groups. And that is going to be vital when you begin to expand IT security beyond just IT. Have a good one.